Hey Scorpio, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your first reading for August. Woo woo! This is going to be a timeless general reading for all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Timeless because whenever you find this message, whether it's this August, next August, December, who cares, it'll be just as relevant for you then as it is today, the day of filming. My only ask is because since this is a general reading, don't try to force any of the messages. If there's a card or a message that doesn't fit, or part of a message doesn't fit your scenario, don't try to make it make sense. Leave it on the table. It was meant for someone else. Take the rest. All right, my lovelies. So Scorpio, I hope you saw the Timeless Tuesday reading. It was an awesome reading, but I'm using it kind of as the inspiration for the weekly readings. I talked a little bit about the astrology of this week. We have Venus. I believe today, I'm filming on Wednesday, I believe Venus leaves her post-shadow today. Mars just entered his pre-shadow for retrograde earlier. You know, we had our last quarter moon. So there's all these interesting aspects that are really asking us to step up and really own our truth, own our path, you know, mean what we say what we mean kind of type of week. This is not the week to phone it in. You need to show up for yourself. So the Timeless Tuesday was kind of like that same kind of idea for the collective. The sign videos are obviously going to be a little more fine-tuned because we're speaking to a smaller group, but I do think it'd be super beneficial to see the Tuesday video. Plus, you'll kind of also get what's going on here. So I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards. You may resonate with a few of them, all of them, one of them. Doesn't matter, but since this is general, I did want to pull a couple, and then we'll kind of see if they feel separate, if they feel together. Let's see, what messages do we have for Scorpio? There we go. We'll talk about them all together. So far you have Supermoon. Emotions are running high. Who would have thought a Scorpio would have intense emotions? So unlike you. I have a Scorpio moon, so I'm like, no, I'm right there with you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so first one up, Supermoon, emotions running high. And they could be going in both directions. So could be intense positive emotions, could be intense frustrating emotions. And I almost wonder if you might be bouncing around between the two is kind of what is in my head. And that alone can kind of feel exhausting. So Scorpios, you might be feeling a little worn out because of these big shifts and, you know, going from moments where you feel really up and then going through moments where you feel really low. That can be kind of wearing you out. I don't know why I'm getting that off this card, but I am. So there it is. Whoever that applies for, enjoy that. Do with it what you will. We also have full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle. Look at you, you have all full moons. You have the supermoon here and then 3 full moons. Lots of ending, lots of stuff coming up to the surface for you, Scorpio. But again, full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Yes, please take all the tough cycles and end them. That's fine. Full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Yes, so don't let any self-worth issues kind of deal with anything or make anything feel shaky or weaker than they really are. And then full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Be unique. Be your individual self. I'm going to put that guy over there. So you can see all 3 of your full moons. So, collectively, and like I said, you could resonate with all or some of these, but as a group, it definitely looks like some tough stuff has been coming up that I almost want to feel have made you kind of have to like look at yourself. I'm going to actually move these guys over so I can space them out a little nicer for you. A little bad boy there. But it's been bringing it up in a way so that you can truly have awareness of it. And I almost want to say, especially for these two, that you are good enough and show the world the real you, it's really bringing these things up so you can look at them and accept them and cherish them and not see your differences or your own individual quirks as something that make you less than. Like, they should be celebrated, and you should know that they are valuable, they're worth it, acknowledging and celebrating, and not that you need to be ashamed of them or hide them or put anything away. That may be some of those emotions that are your trigger buttons are getting pushed a lot, right? And I think this week is kind of pushing you to just kind of break that button. Like, it's almost like the universe is like, I'm gonna just push this button so many times that I wear it out, and eventually just break it, and then you have no option but to just be like, yeah, let it run, go for it. We don't need an off button for these things. It's great. So it might be hard in that aspect where it's just trigger after trigger after trigger until you finally like, you know what, screw it, I don't need this button anymore. You know what I mean? Like, just rip it out. It's literally like the universe is just trying to wear out this trigger. It's like nothing will come of it until you kind of like throw your hands up in the air. So the universe is like, okay, fine. You wanna hang on to this behavior until you literally break? I'll just keep pushing this button until the machine wears out. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. Oh, I'm like yelling at my Scorpio moon inside. Oh. Because I know that's me. I'm like, no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Like, it's like sometimes I have to learn the lesson by literally just wearing it out. I'm sure there are moments my guides are like, you little monkey, wasting my time, because you just making it so hard on yourself. Wasting your time. Can you see that? Like, that card like literally slipped into my fingers. We're taking it. Yeah. Universe, you're funny. Oh, am I talking to me? Is this a TC reading? Is that what this is? So we have the 10 of Wands. Now we have the 8 of Cups. Spiritual release, walking away. For some of us, this may be an actual voyage. Sometimes that can be travel. But this is separating yourself from what does not serve you. So we talked about that already. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Great energy. So this is an energy that wants to learn. He is a seeker. He is a quester. But he's questing for knowledge. So to me, this is you understanding yourself. This is you fully becoming aware of who you are, what you need to do. For some of us, it's awareness of these behaviors, right? It's like fully like, oh God, why do I do that? Where does that come from? Do I even really need to do that? What could I do instead? Look at this. 4 of Swords, rest, recovery. Might be pulling back a little bit, right? Because here we're talking about ourselves, we're learning about ourselves. So we might retreat a little bit, go down to our depths, and just have a little moment with us. We've got the 2 of Wands, finding out what we need, finding our true intentions, putting those actual, intentions out, right, in better alignment. So great card to kind of come under this 10 of Wands. Instead of carrying all these extra things, reducing down to the 10, down to the 2, to really get down to like the meat and potatoes, get down to the basics, get down to the core of everything versus having it burdened by all these extra side things. Talk about burdened. And then this 8 of Cups, Devil card landing right on top of it. Addictive behaviors, right? Ooh, I knocked someone over. Sorry, friend. Addictive behaviors, tendencies, all that low vibe stuff we end up putting ourselves through, which, can come about from emotional pain. It can come from struggling from our past, so that this isn't anything to be embarrassed about. Everyone has to deal with their own little demons. It's an annoying thing. I get it. But, this is a great moment for us to heal from it and walk away from it. Then we got a couple cards in the reverse. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. Nice. No longer lying to ourselves. Seeing things for what they are. Seeing through the illusions. We have the Tower in reverse as well. So healing from this past break. From this past hurt. We have the Page of Pentacles here. So this Page of Pentacles coming from reverse. Can be a little interesting. Hold on one second. I don't know if I can reach. There we go. For some reason, I want to read this from the book. While I find Pentacles in here, to hold on while I'm flipping. But because you think of the Page of Pentacles, upright, it's a card of, I don't want to say abundance, but like growth, possibilities, opportunities, right? It can be a little slow. moving energy. Here we are. I got it. But in reverse, I find it kind of, it feels different right now, which is kind of why I want to read it. I'm just going to read this whole section from the book. A person whom the card signifies opposes the current or is having a rough time. Annoyance, distraction, failure to keep one's eyes on the prize. Losing sight of one's goals and getting off course from plans made in the past. Oh, that doesn't sound like it could be happening, right? A need to reevaluate goals to make sure they are still in line with one's present heart and mind. We literally just talked about that. Irresponsibility or laziness may lead to disaster. All right. So there's a lot in that. Some of you may be pulling from different parts of that passage. For me, for sure, it was that need to realign, right? Because I want to say this tower happened a while ago. I don't think this is... You may still be like healing from it and kind of figuring out how to pick the pieces back up. But to me, this has already happened, right? Because we have this Seven of Swords. We're seeing clearly already. We're seeing past the lies. But it's like we still haven't reached alignment with what we know, right? Which is kind of why this Knight of Swords is coming in to like really, like, I need to understand, why is this happening? What's going on here? Why did I have to go through this? What am I supposed to learn from this opportunity? And move those over, move him in. Because the last card we have out is the Six of Wands. This is victory and success and rising above all that meh, right? It's coming back victorious. So Scorpio, this is really a moment to not only celebrate you, right? But it's also to like clear out the funk. Like, I feel like we've gone through experiences where we started picking up things, right? Or like we walked through some muck and some of it kind of stuck on us. And now we're like burdened and covered with all of these layers of just like dirt and stuff. And this is a moment to like break that crust and shake it all off and get back to you, like get back to the true you, right? One that's not weighed down by all these weird, nasty things. But it almost feels a bit of like a personal awakening, not necessarily a spiritual awakening. Well, not in the common sense, I guess, but it feels like a personal awakening, really reconnecting with who you are and reconnecting with who you are evolving into. Because I think the old version of you pictured you differently, and the current version of you is redefining what that looks like, right? And I think, there's still this kind of battle with some of these internal demons that were shaken loose when this tower fell. But they are so much weaker than you. And it's like, I don't even think it's like a conscious battle. It kind of just feels like they're just hovering in the space. And every once in a while you have to like dodge them or work around them because they're just in the way. Like, they're just nuisances. This is a moment to like really wipe that slate clean and really show up for yourself, right? And, if you watch the Tuesday reading, I talk a lot about that with the astrology of the week. But this is a time you really need to show up for you in your most authentic way. So if you're feeling a little lost, if you're feeling a little disconnected from you, and what do I do? What do I want? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Sorry about that little moped going by. This is a chance to really figure what those intentions are. Reconnect. What is it I want? What is it I need? Right? It's like you have to listen to a different voice and stop listening to this situation over here, because we don't need to listen to that. Do not listen, because all they tell us to do is to pick up more sticks. We don't need more sticks. It's too heavy already, right? So it feels like this week you get an opportunity to kind of like step into yourself and step back, right? And go through a little version of this release here. We do have our full moon coming up next week. We had 4 full moons show up here, so I definitely would do some intention works. If you do intention works with moon cycles, next week's full moon, perfect spot to do it, and I think you're definitely being guided to do so. So find some of these things, whatever's kind of encompassing this devil card. Thank you. Still waiting for that to go by. Find those things that kind of hold you back, or those addictive behaviors, or the self-medicating kind of behaviors. Pull some of them up. Why do I do this? What's the trigger for doing this? And release some of that next week during the full moon. And consciously, like, hey, what can I do instead? How can I fix this? How can I heal from this? And again, that's how we find success. That's where we find our victory, right? All right, my loves, I'm going to wrap up your reading there. As always, thank you so much for all your love and support. I am sending you my love, my best. As always, thank you If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. You can also drop me a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated, what's going on. I'd love to hear from you. You're welcome to share this video with anyone you think it may resonate with or it might help them. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button down below and join my little happy crew of ride or dies. I was saying in the cancer video, I keep picturing us like all in these like cute leather jackets, like riding around. I don't even ride a motorcycle, but just calling you my ride or dies. That's literally the image I get in my head every time, and it cracks me up. But stay safe, stay healthy out there. I know our world is still all kinds of uncertain and full of crazy stuff, but we're gonna make it through. We're gonna survive. And again, I'm sending you my love, wishing you the best. I need to see what that big bang was. I don't know what's happening outside. But take care, and I will see you next week. Have a good one, Scorpio.